Forget the playful grimaces and the mischievous tongue-poking that once captured the hearts of millions across the globe. Prince Louis has officially reached his 8th birthday, and the transformation is nothing short of remarkable. Standing before us is no longer just the spirited toddler we remember from the Platinum Jubilee. Instead, we see a young boy blossoming into a true little gentleman. As the youngest of the Wales family celebrates this significant milestone at Adelaide Cottage, the world is catching a glimpse of a more poised, mature prince. If you are as fascinated by the royal family's journey as we are, please take a quick moment to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more exclusive updates. It helps us tremendously, and we would love to hear your favorite memory of Prince Louis in the comments below. Looking back at Prince George and Princess Charlotte when they were 8, the differences are striking. While George was often seen as the more reserved future king and Charlotte, the confident, rule-abiding sister, Louis seems to blend a unique sense of calm with that signature spark of personality. His mother, Catherine, has often been overheard telling friends how quickly her youngest is growing, noting that he is already starting to lose those soft childhood features for a more structured, royal profile. But beneath this new, refined exterior, one delightful secret remains hidden behind the garden walls of their Windsor home. While his siblings are navigating the challenges of school and growing royal duties, Louis continues to surprise his parents with a palate that is anything but ordinary for a child his age. We often imagine royal children being served 5-star delicacies, yet William once shared a story of their chaotic but happy mornings, recounting how Louis would eagerly ask for specific, earthy snacks that even most adults would hesitate to eat. He mentioned with a laugh that while the other two might reach for the cereal, Louis is searching for something much more vibrant. It makes you wonder how the Princess of Wales manages to keep up with such a diverse set of cravings. But could you believe that the absolute favorite food of this 8-year-old is something most of us would go out of our way to avoid on a dinner plate? Stay tuned, because what we reveal next about his green obsession will change everything you thought you knew about the youngest prince. Imagine a dinner table where a young child is offered a choice between a bowl of colorful, sugary candies or a plate of deep purple, earthy vegetables. For almost any 8-year-old, the choice is obvious. But Prince Louis is not almost any 8-year-old. While his peers might wrinkle their noses at anything green or root-based, Louis has earned the title of the family's vegetable champion. His absolute favorite food in the world is beetroot, a preference so specific and unusual for a child that it even took his own mother by surprise. The Princess of Wales once shared a delightful anecdote with culinary legend Mary Berry, recalling how their youngest son has a genuine, unforced passion for this vibrant vegetable. She fondly remembered Louis looking at a patch of garden produce and reaching specifically for the purple roots, his face lighting up with excitement in a way most children only do for chocolate. Even with a diet rich in homegrown vegetables and healthy habits, life in the Wales household is not about rigid rules or impossible standards. Just like any other family, they have their cheat days, those special moments where the formal royal protocol is swapped for simple childhood joys. The Princess of Wales has often been spotted on low-key shopping trips near their home, blending in with other parents as she navigates the supermarket aisles. On one such occasion, observers were delighted to see a very familiar item tucked discreetly among the organic produce and essential groceries in her basket, a bright red bag of Haribo Tangfastics. These sour, fizzy gummies are a favorite across the United Kingdom, and it turns out, the young Prince Louis is absolutely obsessed with them. While he may be a champion of beetroot and beans, he is still a young boy who finds pure magic in a bag of sweets. This glimpse into their private lives highlights Catherine's deeply relatable parenting philosophy: balance, not prohibition. She understands that completely banning sugar can often backfire, making those treats even more desirable and creating an unhealthy relationship with food. Instead, she chooses the path of moderation. For many grandparents and parents watching, this approach strikes a chord of deep empathy. We all know the joy of seeing a child's eyes widen when they are handed a special treat, and it is heartening to see that even the future Queen of England values those small, sweet moments of indulgence for her children. Catherine has been heard remarking that a little bit of what they love does them good, as long as it is part of a generally healthy lifestyle. These cheat days are not just about the food itself, but about the atmosphere of fun and relaxation they bring to the home. Whether it is a few pieces of candy after a productive school week, or a special dessert on a Friday night, these treats are woven into the fabric of a happy, normal childhood. It shows that George, Charlotte, and Louis are being raised with a sense of perspective, learning that while health is a priority, joy is just as important. However, the true spirit of the Wales family isn't found just in what they eat, but in how they prepare it together. Beyond the bags of Caro and bowls of vegetables, there is a legendary battle that takes place in the heart of their home every Monday night. It is a tradition that brings the three siblings together in a whirlwind of flower and laughter, and it is where Louis's competitive spirit truly shines. If you were to step into the kitchen at Adelaide Cottage on a typical Monday evening, you might be surprised to find that the air isn't filled with the scent of a formal banquet, but rather a thick cloud of white flour. This is the heart of the Wales family home, where the usual royal etiquette is tossed out the window in favor of what William and Catherine call the kitchen whirlwind. Now that Prince Louis has reached the age of 8, he is no longer just a curious bystander watching his older siblings work. He has officially graduated to the role of a dedicated sous chef, while Prince George, now 11, takes charge of the heavy stirring, and Princess Charlotte, at 9, handles the precise measuring of ingredients. Louis has carved out his own very specific niche. He has become the family's self-appointed vegetable artist, responsible for the intricate decoration of their homemade pizzas. The scene is one of pure, unscripted childhood joy. Catherine has shared stories of how the marble countertops often disappear under a blanket of dough and flour, looking like a miniature snowstorm has hit the kitchen. You can almost see the scene. Louis, with his sleeves rolled up, carefully arranging slices of peppers, mushrooms, and, of course, his signature beetroot into colorful patterns across the pizza dough. There is no room for stiff ceremony here. Instead, there are sticky fingerprints on the cabinet handles, and the sound of laughter echoing off the tiles when someone accidentally gets a dusting of flour on their nose. William has jokingly recounted to guests how he often finds traces of their cooking sessions in the most unexpected places days later, remarking with a smile that the mess is a small price to pay for the memories they are building together. For many grandparents watching, this sight is a beautiful reminder that despite their titles, these children are being given a childhood rooted in the same simple pleasures we all cherish. They are learning that food is about creativity, teamwork, and family bonding. However, as the flour settles and the pizzas go into the oven, a question often arises among royal observers. Is a diet that features so much homemade pasta, cheese, and even those occasional sugary treats actually the best choice for a growing prince? Some have wondered if this normal approach is perhaps a bit too relaxed for a future leader. But when a certified nutritional expert took a closer look at what Louis is actually consuming, the verdict was nothing short of shocking. While some critics might worry that a diet of cheesy pasta and the occasional bag of sweets is a recipe for nutritional concern, experts have a very different take on the situation. Certified nutritionist and nutritional therapist Lucia Stansby recently conducted a deep dive into the eating habits of the youngest Wales child, and her findings were nothing short of eye-opening. Stansby explains that for an incredibly active 8-year-old boy like Louis, the combination of pasta and beetroot is actually a nutritional masterstroke. Pasta provides the essential complex carbohydrates that act as a steady fuel source for his high-energy lifestyle, supporting both his physical growth and his busy school days at Lambrook. But it is the beetroot, his famous favorite, that is the real superfood here. Rich in natural nitrates, beetroot supports healthy blood flow and provides a natural boost to brain function, which is absolutely crucial during these formative years of development. This highlights a fascinating lesson for parents and grandparents everywhere who may be struggling with picky eaters. By allowing Louis the freedom to follow his own natural instincts toward odd or grown-up foods, Catherine and William are fostering a sophisticated and healthy palate. Whether it is Princess Charlotte reaching for salty, briny olives, or Louis demanding another helping of earthy beetroot, these children are intuitively picking foods that provide the specific micronutrients their growing bodies crave. Experts suggest that when we stop forcing children into the narrow confines of a traditional kids' menu and instead expose them to diverse, real ingredients, they often develop a much more balanced and adventurous relationship with food. This unique nutritional foundation seems to be the secret behind Prince Louis's legendary energy levels. He isn't just a spirited young boy, he is a well-fueled one. Stansby points out that the lack of food-related stress in the Adelaide Cottage household allows Louis to listen to his own body's hunger cues, a vital skill that many adults spend years trying to relearn. It turns out that the vegetable champion is setting a standard for healthy living that we could all learn from. As the world celebrated his 8th birthday just recently, many were curious about what this unique young prince would choose for his big celebration. While most children would beg for a towering chocolate cake or a mountain of sugary treats, Louis had a very different request for his birthday table. It was a choice that perfectly encapsulated his one-of-a-kind personality, and it certainly wasn't the kind of cake you would find in any typical bakery. When Prince Louis celebrated his 8th birthday just a few weeks ago, many royal observers expected headlines about a grand gala or a sophisticated banquet fit for a prince. However, behind the peaceful stone walls of Adelaide Cottage, the reality was much more heartwarming and surprisingly modest. For his special day, the youngest Wales child didn't ask for a catered feast or a professional chef. Instead, he requested his favorite family tradition, a homemade pizza party where he could personally oversee every slice. It was a scene of true family bonding, with Prince George and Princess Charlotte joining in to ensure their little brother's 8th birthday started with plenty of laughter, and inevitably, a bit of a mess in the kitchen. But the real showstopper of the day was the birthday cake. In a world where children often demand towering confections covered in bright blue frosting or superhero themes, Louis stayed true to his unique palate. He requested a cake that featured his absolute favorite ingredient, vibrant, deep red beetroot. Catherine has famously shared in the past that she stays up late on the eve of her children's birthdays, surrounded by ridiculous amounts of cake mix and icing, because she loves the tradition of making their cakes herself. This year was no different. The result was a stunning, naturally colorful creation that perfectly balanced the sweetness of a birthday treat with the earthy flavor Louis loves so much. This simple celebration carries a profound message that resonates with parents and grandparents everywhere. It reminds us that the most precious memories are not those bought with money or defined by grand titles, but those created around a simple kitchen table. For the Wales family, these moments of rolling dough together and sharing a home-baked cake are the foundation of a happy childhood. It shows that despite their extraordinary roles, William and Catherine prioritize the same values we all do: love, presence, and the joy of being together. As we look at the poised and healthy young boy Prince Louis has become at 8 years old, it is clear that this grounded upbringing is working beautifully. We want to wish Prince Louis a very happy 8th birthday and a year ahead filled with more gardening adventures and beetroot treats. What was the most unique birthday request you have ever heard from your children or grandchildren? And what are your favorite family traditions in the kitchen? Please share your wonderful stories with us in the comments section below. We love reading about your family memories. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to join our community for more heartwarming stories from the royal family. This healthy obsession did not happen by accident. It is the result of a very intentional and grounded parenting style practiced by William and Catherine. At Adelaide Cottage, the royal children are not just passive consumers of food, they are active participants in its journey from the soil to the plate. Catherine has made it a priority to teach Louis about the natural world through their own backyard vegetable patch. Imagine the young prince with dirt under his fingernails, his eyes wide with wonder as he pulls a fresh carrot or a bunch of beans from the earth. He is learning where his food comes from, the effort it takes to grow it, and the reward of tasting something fresh. Catherine has been heard telling fellow parents that there is a special kind of pride in a child's eyes when they harvest something they help nurture. By turning gardening into a fun, sensory game, she has successfully bypassed the typical vegetable wars that many parents face at dinner time. For many of us watching, there is something deeply heartening about seeing a future leader embrace such wholesome habits. It reflects a childhood built on simplicity and a connection to the land, despite the grand titles. However, one might wonder if this perfect, vegetable-loving image is the whole story. After all, every child has a bit of a rebellious streak. Even with all the beetroot in the world, does Louis ever crave the salty, sweet, and slightly forbidden treats that define a typical childhood? The answer lies in the secret items tucked away in Catherine's shopping basket during her quiet trips to the local market. What she picks up when the cameras aren't looking might just surprise you.